don't think I made it through the whole
This
chapter.
meeting is being recorded.
I do record the meetings so we can post them on YouTube for anybody who does not have a chance to make it to the meeting.
All right, so we're gonna give it a few more minutes before we begin.
I'll be right back. I'm about to go get my candles because I forgot to bring my candle and my crystals in here. So I'll be right back.
Me too. Let me get the candle. Greetings, sis. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing today, Queen?
I am blessed. No complaints. Thank you
That's
for
right.
coming. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, most definitely. I wouldn't miss it for the world. It was on my calendar. I was ready.
Understood. I understand.
Yeah. It's been a busy weekend. So I actually listened to the audiobook because I was like doing so much moving this weekend, but I'm so glad that I got a chance to dive in.
I listened to the audiobook today too, so don't feel bad.
Girl, I listened to it twice.
I did too. I did too.
I listened to it twice because I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything, and I still got a chance to write in my journal. So that worked out perfectly.
I haven't written in my journal for like 2 days, I think. So I'll be writing in tonight after this meeting.
Yeah, I'm glad I bought that journal because I have a journal, but the journal has a lock on it. And in between moving, I cannot find the key. I don't know where it's at. So that journal that I got with this book is extremely, extremely helpful. Because now I can only focus on this journey in that actual book that I have in this journal.
I have not started writing in this journal yet because I was waiting for tonight's meeting. I'm like, this is going to be special. So I'm going to just start on this one tonight too.
Yeah, I like it. It's really, the book is the journal. It's just really like, I was expecting something different, but I guess it's just like allowing you to like write your thoughts or like, you know, being that this is like day one, I feel like I'm still in the stage right now where I haven't fully dived into the journey. So I wanted to be able to look back at this day and be like, dang, I was like, I really did a lot of work, you know what I mean? Compared to where I am right now and seeing where I'll be in 84 days.
Right. Give me 1 second. Somebody's having.
You look pretty.
Cool.
You know, you look beautiful.
Thank you, sis. I love y'all lots. I'm thinking about relocking my hair because I comb mine out.
Oh, how long did that take?
Almost about a week.
Oh, wow.
And that was with me going to work and doing other stuff. So about a week.
Ugh. I ain't got it in me, my arms, my po arms.
That's why I took a week.
Some people say it takes them too long to, I just don't. I'm just holding on to them. I'm holding on to them. It's work, but I appreciate it either way.
I've always like changed my hair up. So
that's one thing I did
for 2 years.
How long was yours?
Probably about like right here.
Oh, see, that's a good length. Mine's is too long now. It's too long to the point where I don't even know what else to do with it.
And that's why I was like, let me comb them out now so I can, you know, not be frustrated and just cut them off later.
Let me see. It brings me to this page.
I just cut mine off the beginning of the year.
Did you?
They need
I
to.
started over with chunky ones, so.
Let me see. It looks like some women are having some issues.
Yeah, I saw.
Do they have the app downloaded?
Well, no, I
Yeah,
think
they
she was trying
probably
to go
don't.
off of some browser, but I don't know what other browser she'd be using except for the ones that are listed.
Yeah, she just needs to go to the lunch meeting part.
So it seems like somebody needs a password. It's a password to it. Yeah.
So I thought the link automatically gave them the password though.
I didn't have to enter a password to get into the Zoom. It just opened up.
Me either.
Okay.
I just downloaded the app though, and it just, as soon as I clicked on the link that was in the group, it just took me right here.
Okay.
So while we are waiting for her to get in, if y'all ladies want to get started, is this the 45-minute meeting, Divinity?
Well, this is I had the meeting set for, there's no set time for this one because, with the other one is unlimited, but this meeting is scheduled for 1 and to end at 9:30. Well, no, it's an hour and a half. That's the time for this that is scheduled. It's no, it doesn't have to go on that long.
What do you have on your lap, sis? Are those crystals?
It absolutely. This is for us. The first thing we have is all of this is, and I wanted to say this when everyone got in, but all of this is for us. This is all sacral chakra, divine feminine. This is wound healing. Orange represents the sacral chakra to help. That's where the reproductive system, reproductive organs is. So as we complete this, or as we go through this journey together, this is to help us all heal.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to know, like, if we could maybe kind of throw out, like, what are some really good crystals to, utilize on this journey for the sacral chakra. I do know about citrine. I heard citrine's really good. So if you have like some recommendations, I definitely appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, first, before you go, sis, do you have a ID for them to get in? Because they're saying that they need some type of meeting ID.
The password, the only thing that if they
Is it circle?
Are they signed in? Because that could also be a factor if they have yet to have a sign in or account associated with it. That's a possibility. If they're asking for a password, then I would say would be
they at least need the app on their phone or on their laptops to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would need that. They would need to download the app.
She says she downloaded the app and then she clicked the link and it's still telling her the same thing. But she also does not have a login ID, so. I am directly messaging somebody, and that is not what I meant to do. I don't know how to change that.
So in the chat, there's some really good crystals in the chat if to help. Well, some of the sisters have some good ideas about some crystals to help in the chat as well.
Yep, I just seen them. Yep, I have sunstone, agate. I'm writing them down.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still have access to the chat after the meeting?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, Tiger's Eye is definitely one of my faves too. Tiger's Eye and rose quartz is my favorite. That's my favorite crystal. I could spot that a mile away.
Hematite, amethyst, and tiger's eye are three of my favorites. And if you click on those three little dots next to the smiley face in the chat, you can save it for yourself. It'll save to your computer.
Thank you, sis. So I would like to say the ones that I do have. I have sunstone, I have mookanite, I have orange selenite, I have orange calcite. Well, I have the raw and I have the other one. I have opal, I have euconite, and I have topaz.
So I have my amethyst.
They all are good for sacral healing. I feel like they all good.
Mm-hmm.
I have most of these stones. I have a rose quartz wand, and I have a wand like the one you just put up, Moon Child.
Oh, the selenite.
I got my tiger's eye on my hand, so I love me some tiger's eye.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger's eye is like so versatile. Like it's like one of the most versatile. I think tiger's eye and turquoise are like two of like the most versatile crystals that you can have.
So I don't know if the young lady's going to join or not. I did suggest that she made an account because she does not have one.
Yolanda says she has a crystal mineral obsession. That's funny. I'm with you as well. I have a bowl of nothing but crystals. I could barely identify all of them, but it's just one big bowl full of crystals.
It's so crazy how so many people have gotten off into crystals. It's like when I'm out and about, like I went karaoke the other night and I was running into people and I was like, what kind of crystal is that? Oh, I know what kind of crystal that is. Oh, that's X, Y, and Z. Oh, that's, and it's like the conversation, the energy just like shifts and everybody wants to talk about crystals. And we in the middle of a club and everybody talking about crystals. I love Rose.
So if y'all don't mind, we would love for everybody to go around and introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about yourself and why you are starting this journey. If that's too personal, you don't have to tell us why you're starting the journey either. So who wants to go first?
Go first, because my background is loud, so I want to get it out the way so I can mute. So my full name is Zora Rada Sadia. I go by Z. So in 2016, I bought this book and I became a part of this circle that did not start out as a sister circle, but it turned into a whole thing. And the person who initiated it, she has probably done about 50 of them now since then. And during that journey, I received my name Zora, which means bright, fortunate leader of purpose. And during that time, I engulfed myself in a lot of things with this book, but I didn't finish the book and I didn't fully involve myself in the book the way that I should have. So when Moonchild posted this on Facebook, I don't even do Facebook like that. I don't even know how I became your Facebook friend. My Facebook is just like there because to connect with like to people who write poetry and do art and that type of stuff.
Okay.
And so I was just on there by happenstance and I saw the post like, hey, who want to get in the book club? And I'm like, me, because I love to read. So I had no idea y'all was gonna pick this book. So when I did finally catch up to the group and everything, it had started, and I'm like, oh shoot, I'm gonna miss it. And I saw who has Sacred Woman, and I'm like, I got that book, and I'm like, this is gonna be the book. So I'm here. I feel like I'm supposed to be here. Happy to be here. So I feel like this time around, I'm really going to give my all to it to live up to the name that I was given back in 2016. So for me, I don't feel like it's the second degree for me. So, because I'm not going to focus on one thing, I'm doing it like it's the first time. So I'm just happy to be here, and it's in divine order because who knew?
Yes.
Yolanda, are you able to speak right now?
I can't.
I'm just going to order. I wasn't calling you out. I'm just going to order.
My name is Yolanda. I don't know. A mother of 4. My oldest is 30. My youngest is 13. I don't know. As I was saying earlier, I just started my spiritual journey, and Moonchild is one of the first people I befriended on Facebook, and now I have like a whole bunch. But when they said let's start a book club or let's be in a book club, I was like, okay, cool. And just so happens that I had Sacred Woman, and I had never read it, and I also had it on audio. So I was like, hey. Then a few years ago, I was introduced to Kemetic philosophy and didn't even know it was part of this book. So I was looking for information on that as well. And there's not a lot of information on that through Google, I'll tell you that much. So I was pretty excited when I read the first chapter and it was in here. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to start it with a wonderful group of women.
Yeah.
And then next on my screen. Janet. I don't know if she can hear us. I don't want to mess your name up, sister. Saroya. How do you pronounce your name?
Soroya.
Okay, I wasn't calling that.
Can you
I
hear
just wanted to make sure.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sitting here. I'm like, am I on here correctly? Because I don't usually use Zoom. So I'm like, I don't know if they can hear me, see me. I don't know. We'll see. But hi, everyone. So this whole journey is new to me. I was in church for like 12 years. And when I say devout, Christian, hard, going hard at it, that was me. I don't discredit the church in a sense, and I'm glad I went through what I went through. I left, and it ended up taking me to another part of the spiritual side that in the church, everything I'm learning now, they were against it. You know what I mean? So I'm just on this journey, just learning about spirituality, learning about myself, learning to heal my body. I had a hysterectomy and a thyroidectomy a few years back, about 4 years back, and it just put me on this path. So And when I seen, like everybody said, when I seen you having a book club, I was like, oh my gosh, I love to read. Yes, I want to join. And I think for the most part, and I'm jumping around, but I think for the most part, I'm looking for my tribe. I'm looking for my sister connection. And sometimes I get lonely because I can't have conversations that I want to have with everybody because some people won't understand it, or they're against it because we're conditioned a certain way over here. Also, it's trust because I'm a loyal person. And someone had mentioned about being at the club and everybody's wearing crystals. And I'm noticing that. And it's like it's trending. But the part of it is like, for me, being spiritual is serious. It's not a trend. And so just because you got a crystal on doesn't mean that you are necessarily in it for the spiritual part. It might be because it's trending for some, not everybody, but for some. So I'm also being weary on that, but still on my path to this journey, if that makes sense. So.
Makes perfect sense. Let me go. So sorry.
Huh? And I'm at work right now. I almost forgot about the meeting. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, with the book club.
You work from home though, right? Didn't you tell me you work from home?
Both. I do private duty, which I'm here now with my client. And then, yes.
They might need it too. It's okay.
Yeah. That's a whole other, but it's okay. But I'm here and I'm glad. I'm just on this journey, just on this journey trying to find kindred spirits because, like I said, I'm serious. I have stories and questions and thoughts that I just can't talk with everybody about. So I'm trying to find my circle. So, and thank you for the book club. This might be, oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Miss Walker, I don't know how to pronounce your first name either, and I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's Rakenya. I go by Kenya or Fairy Goddess, whichever one. Yes, the Facebook page. And I don't even like Facebook. I'm an Instagram person because I'm more like they showing exactly what I want to see on the page. So I don't like to weed through all the whatever I ate this today. But I guess I kind of started my journey when I was pregnant. Probably 6 years ago. I was like, I have a very strong opinion when it comes to doctors and childbirth and stuff like that. I'm a doula also. And when you said something about the book club, I tried to start a book club a couple years ago. I love to read. That's all I do in my free time is read. And I joined this club not too long ago, maybe 6 months ago, creative thinking. But all of the people in the group were like older white people. So it's a great thing. But of course, I want to be with my sisters. I seen all y'all lovely ladies from the Facebook page. I'm like, okay, yes, this I need to get in. And then when I seen the book, I'm like, ooh, they trying to get deep. So I'm here to learn, to share, to whatever. It is divine purpose that I'm here. So I'm ready for whatever y'all got. And thank y'all for having me.
I just feel bad because I can't pronounce nobody's name today. Divinity, you want to take a shot at the next person's name?
I honestly can I even do I want to butcher anybody?
Because I'm trying not to try so hard.
I see Rosie there. Rosie, you there?
Oh, damn. I mean, the last time we met, I had already give my little spiel. That don't count.
No, because everybody wasn't here.
I
Just a
know
little
you're
bit.
Don't do it
right.
again, sis.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
All right, all right. My name is Rosie. Um, First and foremost, I am very grateful. Like Soraya had mentioned, I'm very thankful for this book club. I have been on a quest. I too, like Kenya, wanted to start a book club, but I found it like just hard just finding like-minded individuals that would want to embark on that journey with me. Um, I feel like I've been on my spiritual journey now for quite some time, but I feel like it started with I was in a tumultuous 9-year relationship and had to really take a hard look at myself in so many different ways. And but somebody had asked me back in 2017, like, what is spirituality to you? And I felt like I had like this general answer, and I feel like it just didn't suit. It wasn't how I wanted to convey the definition because I know that it's so multi-layered. So that's when I started diving in deeper. And still, because we're all students in the school of life, like it's continuous, it doesn't stop. Um, but So I've had the book Sacred Woman since about 2018 or 2019. I knew that I wanted to start it, but I had just lost my job that year. So I was going through all these range of emotions. And I just knew that when I began the journey with the book, that one, I definitely wanted to do it with like-minded women. And two, that I wanted to be ready for it because I knew for a fact, because I've seen like video clips and I follow Queen Afua on social media. It's a commitment. Like you can't half-ass it. You have to give it your all, mind, body, and soul. So, Moonchild, you started a book club, and I was like, yes. And it just so happens it was that book, and I had it, and I was like, this is the time. This is right. It's kismet. And it's also happening in 2022. If you're into numerology, I don't know. It just seemed very kismet, and the stars are aligned. So I'm here, and I'm happy to be a part of it and to meet you all. And cheers to our blossoming and beautiful growth together.
So we have Soraya, Angel, Chana. I'm sorry if I messed your name up. Tanika and Miss Harumati Amin. I'm pretty sure I butchered your name, so I'm sorry. We have been on here for 30 minutes though, so if anybody else would like to introduce themselves before we get started on talking about the book, please feel free.
I just wanted to add, sister, that like most of the other sisters here, this was divinely ordered for myself. My name is Mayati. I prefer people to call me Mayati. I have a really long name. But I just ascended with Queen Afua, with Mother Queen in February. And during my ascension, I had shared with my other sisters, I said, I want to go through this again because I felt like there was a lot that was revealed to me. And there was a lot of still growing that I needed to do with Queen's help and with a lot of the other sisters' help, that I wanted to take this journey again. And then I just happened to see there was a book club. And so I joined the book club. And then when you said Sacred Woman was going to be the first book, I'm like, okay, this is divinely ordered because I wanted to go through this journey again intimately. I can tell you this book I've had for many, many, many years. just a little background on me. I have been like one of the other sisters. I've been in the church for many years. I was evangelist in the church, and I left due to politics. And I continued my spiritual journey, and I was brought under a mentor, and I started to train me to be a priestess in the Kemetic scene. And then it led me to, I had Queen Afua book then when I was in the church, but due to Christian, or whatever you want to call it, I never really took it serious or read it. So after that whole thing, I decided to do the Queen Afua, the 12-week journey, which was, if any of you are thinking about doing it, is an awesome, awesome, awesome journey. My words is not giving it full. I don't know. We shared tears, we laughed, we cried, it was very transparent. Queen was not like you would think, this person up on this high pole or whatever. She was very down to earth. She took the time to talk to everyone individually. She gave a lot of great insight on everything, teaching you how to be a healer, to heal yourself, to heal your community, to heal your home. Just her as an individual, she has such a beautiful light and such beautiful energy that it's you want to continue to sit up under her and grow, and just sit under her feet and learn. That's what I gathered from my experience, and I'm excited to continue my journey of spirituality. And I have a heart of gratitude to be here among new sisters and continue growing in this journey that I'm on right now. So thank you for being sensitive to the voice and starting this book club, because it's much needed.
Thank you for that. And I literally just saw that Queen was actually having another 12-week program, and I'm considering joining it starting at the end of the month. So I'm about to see what all that entails, and I'm considering joining.
I'll go next. My name is Shannon, and I've been on my spiritual journey for quite some time. It started when I was in Atlanta, the reason why I joined this club is because if you all don't know, well, I'm quite sure you all do know, the spiritual journey can be a lonely one. And sometimes it's really hard to have certain conversations with people that you may have known for a while, because they won't really be able to understand or even be able to carry on and have that energy that you really need in order to feel supported when you feel kind of stuck. I've been kind of feeling a little stuck for a little bit of time. I've been having a lot of triggers, doing a lot of shadow work, really going within, because this was like the first year where I've actually had to really be able to sit with myself and really identify with who I am and what I need to heal from. I grew up with a lot of childhood trauma. I've had a lot of abusive relationships in my life. I also have a tumor on my pituitary gland, which really has caused me to have issues with having a child. It's caused me issues with my weight, with my hormones. And so it's been health issues. And then, just really, really trying to stay focused on this journey without allowing certain triggers from the outside to take me off course. And I feel as if, even on this journey, you'll never, ever, ever stop learning about yourself. It's always going to be some type of healing that you need to do. But I feel like we all have cycles that we go through. And I feel like spirit puts those cycles in front of us just to see, they could be similarities to another cycle that they want to see how you're going to react to this one. So I think with the recent triggers that I've had, my reaction to it has been a lot different than they have been in the past. 'Cause in the past, I would just fall back and, you know, just completely stay there. This time I fought through it. And I feel like that this meeting right here, this group is another tool that I'll be able to use while I'm on this journey to help me to, you know, heal from these things that I've been still holding on to. And that's just kind of where I'm at. It's just been really hard trying to find other people that I could really, you know, talk to about things and be able to connect with. So that's been my issue. A lot of my family members are all Christians, so I don't really deal with my family that much. And not even saying that you can't be a Christian and be on this journey. It's just that they have their own way of looking at how you need to, you know, carry yourself as a spiritual person or as a woman of God or a man of God. So my way of going about it is looked at as being dark or looked at as being evil. Even with me reading tarot, which is something that I got into last year, my family has been extremely distant to me. So I moved back here in 2020 to be closer to my family. But since I've been a lot more open with my spiritual journey, I feel like I've became even more distant from my family just based on my beliefs. And they're like an hour away. So it's just been it's been a little sad sometimes. And it's messed with me a lot, but I fought through it. And it's good to be in the company of other women who can, you know, honestly, you know, say that, you know, that this is something that they take serious and that they really want to be a part of it. So I look forward to being on this and I'm excited about it.
Well, I am so happy to have all of you ladies. Divinity, did you do our prayer yet? Did we have you?
No.
Okay.
Mm.
We're gonna let Divinity do our prayer to take us into the meeting, so that way we can start talking about the book.
Okay. All right. So this one is directly from the this is from the Sacred Women. This is a Sacred Woman daily prayer. So we're gonna begin. Sacred Women, hold us near, close to your bosom. Protect us all from harm and fear beneath the storms of life. Direct our steps in the light or way as we journey through this vision. Sacred Spirit, surround us in your most absolute perfect light. Anoint us in your sacred purity. Give us peace and divine insight. Bless us, truly bless us as we share the sacred life. Teach us, Sacred Spirit, to be in tune with the universe. Teach us how to heal and with the inner and outer elements of air, fire, water, and earth. As I say this prayer, I light this candle for all of us to heal.
I said, thank you, sis. I'm still trying to help this young lady get into this.
Okay. All right.
Y'all can speak. I'm just really trying to help this young lady get in here.
Sis, can you pull up the PDF?
I think so. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Do you remember the screen share?
Girl, no. I'm gonna figure it out though. It's okay.
Let me see if I can find it.
Do all of you ladies have the book? And you can just type in the chat if you don't want to get off the mic.
I do. I have the PDF that you guys had a link on Facebook.
Okay.
I downloaded it. Yeah.
All right, so I've got the book pulled up. Let's see how to screen share. Oh, there it is, right in my face. I'm gonna get my life together. I'm gonna launch one of these windows, please. There we go. Can y'all see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Where do you want me to go, Divinity? You're not even there right now. I'm gonna just go to chapter 1. If my computer will stop freezing. There we go. All right, Divinity, where would you like for me to go? Oh, yeah, she was able to join. Sorry, Sharnice, that I'm not tech savvy and it took so long, but we're just now starting to talk about the book.
Do you want to go into the part 1,
Chapter 4.
the preface, or do you want to like the background of it, or do you want to just go directly into the chapter 1?
Did any of you ladies read the preface?
Yes.
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 Well,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought y'all was gonna say no. My bad.
It gave a good like background and history. It was just good. And plus I didn't know it was a preface until I got to chapter 1.
Same. I had no idea.
I was like, oh, we diving right into
I was
this.
like, I haven't even started. Oh, okay.
It's okay, y'all. It's okay. Hold on. All right, if my computer want to not be stupid today, we can do this. I promise. There we go. Can I make this bigger? Can y'all see this okay? Does it need to be bigger? All right, so y'all can start. I'm still have this another young lady messaging me separately, trying to get in. So give me 1 second. But y'all can start.
So who would like to read? I feel as if it would be best if we be interactive. We are all sisters, so there's no judgment. And the audio just seems so, I don't know, monotonous. And I feel it would be best if we read together. So anyone wants to read first?
I can read. Okay, preparing to enter. Well, it says preface, I am the woman, I am the healer. Preparing to enter the gates, sacred woman training. Ring, ring, 344 Hill. This is Queen Afua, may I help you? The sister on the other end of the phone began to weep. I'm so frightened. My doctor told me that my ovaries are dead. I'm only 29 years old, and I feel like I'm going through menopause. What am I to do? She pleaded. Ring, ring, 344 Hill. This is Queen Afua. May I help you? A sad, quiet voice said, The gynecologist I just saw tells me that I have to have a hysterectomy. I'm only 30 years old with one daughter. I was hoping to get married again and have more children. In 1982, I was diagnosed with pelvic inflammatory disease and regenerative fibroid tumors. The tumors didn't cause me any major problems for 6 or 7 years, but now they've grown. What can I do? Do you think you might be able to help me in a natural way? I don't want to lose my womb. Ring, ring, 221 Hill. This is Queen Afua. May I help you? There was a deep sigh from the caller. Hello, Queen. I guess I'm finally ready to try the natural way. Nothing else has worked. I'm getting heavy bleeding with only about 10 days between my periods. In between, I'm in constant PMS and a screaming lunatic with my family and coworkers. I just can't go on this way. As the founder and director of the Heal Thyself, Oh, hello? Hello?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It started echoing.
Am I still echoing?
You're good. I was trying to
Yeah.
do something on my phone, so you're good. That was me. So my apologies.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, okay. As the founder and director of the Heal Thyself Center and a holistic health counselor, colon therapist, polarity practitioner, and lay midwife, I have experienced a natural living lifestyle for more than 45 years, and I have guided thousands along the path of purification for more than 40 years. But nothing in my experience as a minister of purification and a Nubian Kemetic priestess of the temple Nebhet initiated through the shrine of Ptah. Did I say that right? Ptah could have prepared me for the epidemic of womb disasters that began to appear at the Heal Thyself Center. The issue of African American women's health has always been one of my primary concerns. I know how chilling the statistics are. There are more than 5,500,000 hysterectomies performed each year in the United States. Yet, as Dr. Michael E. Toaf, creator of the Alternative to Hysterectomy website, comments, in the vast majority of these cases, the indication for surgeries are benign, non-life-threatening conditions. Only 10% of hysterectomies are performed for cancer. Due to this widespread practice, the National Black Women's Health Project's public education and policy program has highlighted the following issues among its top priorities for African American women's health: reproductive health and rights issues such as high rates of breast and cervical cancer and STDs, and excessive hysterectomies. Did someone else want to read, or should I keep going?
I'll jump in when you're tired of reading, if you'd like.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll keep going on that side. Their efforts are critical when we consider the fact that by the age of 60, more than 1/3 of the women in the United States have had a hysterectomy. An article on indications for hysterectomy found that African American women and women with male gynecologists are more likely to undergo hysterectomies. Research has also shown that African American women are more likely than white women to have a hysterectomy, are hospitalized longer, and are higher risk for complications and death. Based on 1986 to 1991 hospital data from the state of Maryland, researchers found that African American women are 25% more likely to have a hysterectomy than are white women the same age. The study also indicated that African American women undergo the same procedure are more likely to experience complications, remain hospitalized longer, and have a higher risk of death than white women. Judgment Day is every day. as our ancestors have told us. Many of the health books on the market today convey a sense that we need only to treat health as an accessory, one that we can buy at a department store just as we buy a pair of earrings. Well, it's simply not true. We get confused by our consumerist way of thinking, which says that if only we have this car or that brand name clothing or this stereo system or that house, all things outside of self, then everything will be fine. But you can't buy good health. No matter how much money you have, what kind of possessions you have, how many degrees you've earned, what job title you hold, or what neighborhood you live in, you have to plan and cultivate good health. You have to commit to good health. You have to live good health because it comes from the inside out. It comes from what you bring to your life: positive, empowering thoughts, prayers and affirmation, uplifting company, and high quality, life-giving foods. To have excellent health, you must invest time and energy into the transformation of your sacred body temple. And once you've acquired excellent health, you must maintain it vigilantly. There's a true divine challenge, one that you can and must meet. The state of your womb reflects the state of your life. The womb is the gateway of all human life. When the womb is honored and respected, she becomes a channel of power, creativity, and beauty, and joy reigns on earth. When her voice goes unheard, unanswered, denied, the womb becomes a vessel of disease. The collective state of women's wombs reflects the condition of the world. When so many women's wombs suffer from tumors, cysts, frigidity. Okay. And heavy menstrual bleeding, when so many women experience sexually aggressive acts and unnecessary hysterectomies, then disharmony covers the earth. The condition of women's wombs also directly reflects the condition of women's minds, spirits, and actions. The womb is a storehouse of all our emotions. It collects every feeling, good and bad. Today, we have collectively reached a state of negative womb power. Unnatural living and unhealthy lifestyles perpetuates negative womb power. And this in turn supports the conflicts of humans against the planet, humans against humans, and women against the womb. The condition of a woman's womb also reflects the condition of all her relationships. When a woman's womb is in a healthy state, her life is a reflection of this balance. The love and care that a woman gives to her womb reflects her true level of emotional, spiritual, physical, and mental health. Unfortunately, too many women in today's world experience some form of womb degeneration that results in disease. As we women heal and transform our womb, we will change our destiny and the destiny of our planet. Women, it is time to take back control. We must defend our wombs with our lives, for the womb is the birthplace of all our creative abilities. Nan Kululeko and Tai Himba, a blessed nurse midwife, spoke very eloquently about the power as a fully revitalized womb. As a midwife and a keeper of the shrine of Meshkanet, as one who has helped to birth countless babies of life onto this earth, I knew that Sacred Woman speaks to the power of the womb. So often, we women do not realize the power we possess, what ways this power can be manifested, and what factors can alter the patterning of the womb for better or for worse. A female is born with all the sacred all the sacred ova she will ever use in her lifetime. Each ovum is a sacred entity unto itself. Hence, it's important not only to use these words of wisdom for our women's selves, but also to use this text to assist our daughters as they move into womanhood. For example, we must initiate our daughters and our own girl selves into the many practices that enhance the strength of the womb. In turn, wombs that are strong and powerful will become a sanctuary for the fertilized ovum. In this way, we break the chains of generational womb problems, i.e., menstrual cramps, fibroids, infertility, and so on. In Sacred Woman, we learn techniques from herbology to hydrotherapy to protect our wombs from inner and outer oppressions. We learn how we perpetuate harmful self-behaviors, and then we turn gratefully to the Queen Afua method of transformation. We learn how to spiritualize ourselves for the upliftment of the sacred womb. For when we learn to affirm ourselves, we automatically empower our womb. Somebody else can read now.
Yeah, I was gonna stop you right there, sis. Does anyone have anything to say or any comments about what we read so far?
I do. Shannon, did you even realize that you changed the numbers the first two times when you was reading?
I'll change what numbers?
The 221 heal, you said it twice, 344 heal.
Yeah, that's what it says.
It say 221, all three of mine.
I have 221 too.
In my book, it say, the crazy thing is, when I listened to the audiobook, it said 221 heal. But in my book right here, it literally says 344 heal, 344 heal, and then 221.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Mine says the same thing, sis.
Wow, I got 221 for all three of them, but either way, 344 is 11. So
yeah,
I just paid attention to that. I didn't, because I didn't know that it said it differently in the other, the other books. So that's interesting to me.
No, I do think that some of the older books compared to the new ones are different. I think they're different because even as I'm looking at this PDF, there's a poem here. There's like there's a part in here that's not on the PDF. It says, I am the woman who lightens the darkness. I have come to lighten the darkness. It is lightened. I have overthrown the destroyers. I have adored those who are in the darkness. I have been made to stand for those who weep, who hide their faces, who sunk down. They looked upon me then. I am a woman. I am a healer. Papyrus of Anna.
That's considered the Sacred Woman anthem, the part you just read, sister.
Okay. Well, anyone else wanna start at reading the next section?
Well, did anyone have any other anything that they want to interject as far as what I did read? Because I know I really, can relate to what she's saying in this, because as I said before in my introduction, I have health issues. I know a lot of women who have health issues. My sister had fibroids. My auntie has fibroids. So I feel like a lot of these health issues that we have are definitely in alignment with the racism that our ancestors has experienced. Because notice that I don't really hear a lot of women of other races having these same issues, but I know a lot of Black women who deal with fibroids, who deal with strong, heavy periods, PMS issues, excessive weight gain.
Endometriosis.
Yes.
I have that.
Thyroid conditions. It's really out there, and I definitely believe it does definitely plays a part in our food that we eat, because you know we got that. We still, a lot of us still kind of eat that you know that fried chicken and collard greens and macaroni, and you know, so it's interesting that this is really something that's in our community that's heavy.
Absolutely.
Anyone else like to say something before we go into the Sacred Women Mission?
I do have a question. As we read this, are we reading it or are we reading it to get healing? Because the sister before just brought up a good point. When we went through the book, we actually had to change our diet to get full use out of the book. And so I don't know how in debt are we going.
See, from that is well, this would actually be something we would discuss within the group.
I would
This
be
is
very interested in.
Yeah, this is a journey, and this is something. This is intended to truly be is truly to be transformational. So, you can read the book, but, to do the activities, that is the goal, to see if people are going by their affirmations every day. There is one where I mentioned about, some people have no idea how to set up an altar, which is something that she requires in here. So that could be another, a meeting in itself on how to set your altar up. The intention with myself and my sister is that we actually make this interactive.
Yes, I agree. I definitely agree with what she just said, because I definitely plan to change my diet up. I already bought a juicer. Like, I literally already start like buying fruits, vegetables, grains. I went grocery shopping yesterday. I didn't buy no meat. So yeah, I definitely want to make sure that I clean my diet up all the way when it comes to this journey. So I'm glad that was a really good point that she just made up. I found the
I
juice.
feel like it would be very beneficial to all of us if we tried to put that effort in, and that would it would make a way bigger difference than just reading the book and seeing what it's about. Actually going into the journey full in would help us get the full experience, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
Yeah, I agree. It's a spiritual yet a physical journey. And in order to get the spiritual results that you're wanting from this journey, there has to be something that you sacrifice and give up on the physical end. We can't, because we have to make our body lighter. And in making it lighter, some of the things that we have to give up are things that are not beneficial to us. And the more we go deeper into the spiritual journey, actually, as you call out to your ancestors or your spirit guides, most of them won't even respond in the way that they can due to some of the things that we put into our bodies. So we have to take that as a I mean, it's not long term if you find that this is not something that you want to do long term, but I feel like if you go in 100% and you at least see spiritually the levels that you could go to when you go in full 100%, then you can make that decision that, hey, I've been at that point where I would ask for something and it would show, and the ancestors will reveal themselves and they will commune and they will talk to you and they will be present with you, not only at your altar, but in your life and in your dreams. But we have to give up something on the physical plane. You know, we have to give up some flesh for a little while and give up some other things that those indulgence. And I was just, curious. That's all.
I think she spoke about that in this chapter anyway, about how diet plays a huge role, especially with the healers in the early days. Like they were mostly vegetarians. They didn't even eat flesh until I think Asians brought it in, and that started like messing with the body.
That's true. And that was one of the things that she does really. She push a lot of greens, because it's in order to receive healing, first of all, healing starts in your gut. So you can't get healing if we still got in your gut what's in there from last month or 3 weeks ago. So you have to clean your gut. So if you don't believe in enemas, or if you don't believe in going and get colostomies, getting that gut flushed out and getting it clean and then starting over. Because we think that we control our bodies, but we don't. It's the parasites and the stuff that live in it that have cravings and all of that. And you think it's you, but it's really not you. But when you clean your gut out, you just become lighter, and you become lighter spiritually too. And I think it was Marcus Garvey who said before every speech he did publicly, he went and had a colonic, or he went and had a cleanse, because you think clearer. You give up that foggy brain, that fogginess that you have when your gut is clean. So it's something to look into.
As you said that, I'm make sure when we get off of here, I look into how I could go about getting a colonoscopy, because I've never had one. I've never had one before. I just do salt water. I would do saltwater flushes, but I feel like a colonoscopy will get it out, like would be a lot more better than the saltwater flush.
It's good to have. I like to see it because I like it. They show you what's coming out of you. So some may not have the stomach for it, but that just, if you get parasites, if you want to see what, if you've never had one, you see stuff that maybe you swallowed when you was a child, like pennies and quarters, and you see the oddest things in you from when you were a child if you've never had one. Because it goes, there are some people who are blocked up that much, that never had a deep cleanse. We talking about deep cleanse, not a, you just went to the bathroom for a week or two. We talking about a deep clean, when they're cleansing that bile and all that, those toxic things that cause diseases out of you.
Maybe I don't know if some of the women are interested, there's an opportunity for those that don't do plant-based or vegetarian or vegan, and like, a real vegan, not junk food vegan, not to be judgmental, but perhaps we could have like a separate session that runs parallel for those who are interested, just sharing some things that they've done on their journey and stuff like that. I'm happy to share. I'm not perfect, but to share what works, and how I've been able to keep certain things going for the long haul.
I would love that, Rosie.
Yes, I think that's a good idea as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have FB Messenger, so I won't be able to like message the chat to set something up. So whatever alternate way is possible for us to get the ladies together, let me know.
Is the Facebook group private? Could we share things on there?
You can post. I do have it set to where we have to approve the post, just because we don't want everybody posting just random stuff because we already had somebody do it a couple times. But for the most
Understood.
part, pretty much everybody's post is going to get approved. Rosie, you said you don't have Messenger, but you have the Facebook app, Rosie?
I do. So I have the Facebook app, but I do not have the Facebook Messenger app, and I don't use Facebook on my desktop because I know that that's an alternate. But just for privacy and stuff like that, like Facebook's already collecting enough on me. I'm good. That's a whole nother bag. But
So I have a quick question. So just on a honest tip, is there like a specific reason as to why certain people still want to continue to eat meat, even though in the book it says we're not really supposed to? Because I'm asking because in the book it says that like we're supposed to respect animals. And if they say that flesh, us eating flesh desecrated the womb and the physical and the spiritual body, what I'm just trying to understand.
Well, we all on different journeys. Some people have addictions. Some people have, I mean, this is why we all come together because we can be each other's accountability. If someone is just doing it on their own, it may be, they may have less of a will to complete the journey versus having someone, come on, sis, come on, let's do this.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Because I mean, I'm a meat eater.
Right, and
But
that's habits.
I'm willing to like, the group in my opinion it's going to help me stay accountable to stay off of it. You know what I mean? To not eat meat. Because I eat meat, you know what I mean? But I know that with this journey, I want to try to give it up. Like I've done the vegan thing, but I've been eating meat a lot and I want to kind of give it up. So I was just saying, are we still able to eat meat on this journey? Or are we trying to work towards giving it up? And please know, I'm not like judging nobody else. I'm just really asking questions just so I can know.
As far as I know, sis, there comes a point in time when you get to that gateway, the food gateway, where she gives specific instructions about what to eat and what not to eat.
Right.
In the other gateway, she will mention different foods, I believe, and stuff like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while since I've like been in the book. But there is a time where the one of the gateways is dedicated to food, and there are going to be certain things that she's going to tell you to eat and not to eat, and you're not going to be eating meat during that time at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I add to that, sis? That's a little bit incorrect. That Natur that you're referring to, that's the goddess of food, and that's when she talks more on healing. But during the whole gateway, she stresses what you put in your body. So again, everybody's on a different journey and in a different place. But if you go, she stresses food during the whole journey.
I will say that some of us haven't read the book and we haven't gone through the gateways. So that's why I was asking, are we going to go according with the book so that we can get to certain parts so that we can take the journey? Or are we just going to, like throw, things out there that we really haven't touched on yet? Because I know I haven't gone through the book. So I've only gone through chapter 1. I haven't gone through the other gateways. I haven't gone through the rest of the book yet. So it's like a lot of stuff being thrown in there. And it's like, okay, what do we do? How do we digest this? How do we take this as a step-by-step journey? Or are we just gonna,
And it's a lot. And that's why I decided to do it over. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time doing it. Because there's no way you can read this book once. You have to continue.
First time, so we don't know what diets we should be eating. It's a personal journey, and it's a journey that we're all trying to kind of worked through and I'm kind of worked through together and everything. So I think it's like we have to get to a certain step before we can say, okay, don't eat meat no more, don't do this or don't do that, because we haven't got there yet. That, so that's, I was kind of wondering if that's what we're going to do, digest it step by step, or is, what's the format going to be?
So for me personally, I will be following the book to a T. I do have sacral chakra blockage that I do need to open up. So I will be following the book to a T, not eating meat, anything that she suggests. I personally will be doing that.
Me too.
So just so you guys know, because we have something to do at 9:30 Central, 10:30 Eastern, I have to get used to that. The meeting will be over at around between 9:15 and 9:30 Central Standard Time, 10:15, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you have Facebook Messenger, you can continue the chat in there. If you want to chat in the Facebook group, you guys can do that as well. Because I know, Rosie, you said that you did not have Messenger on your phone.
No, but I mean, if everyone else does, I mean, I don't want any special treatment. You know what I mean?
That's why I said you can chat in the group too. That's what the group is for.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
What is your Facebook name?
Who, mine?
Mm-hmm.
I'm more active on Instagram. I don't know if y'all are as well, but if y'all want to have like a group chat on there.
I was gonna say,
Yes,
if y'all
I
want
love
to put y'all
Instagram.
Instagram names in the chat, y'all can do that.
Oh, okay.
Let's see that.
I'll do that now.
So who would like to read the next part?
I don't mind if no one else volunteers as tribute.
So go for it, Rosie.
I did want to say this about the whole meat thing. One thing that really helped me is watching documentaries like Food Inc. and What the Health. It even helped my mother want to change her eating habits. And something that I've read time and time again is that one, again, having, respectful treatment for nature, for animals. And when you see when they're in these farms and on this land and how they're slaughtered and how they're treated, when these animals die like that, the thought processes on a spiritual basis is that we're going to ingest that fear.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So it's if there's anything that can motivate you, at least while you're going through this journey with this book and wanting to have that overall mental, physical, and spiritual healing, I'd say keep that in the pocket, and maybe that'll help you to like get on that road, you know? That's my short and sweet spiel about that. It wasn't very eloquent, but I'm sure y'all all get the point.
Very good point.
The Sacred Woman Mission. Many women's voices speak through these pages, and I believe yours will too. My prayer is that the message of this book will ignite your transformational journey. When you open yourself up to the sacred woman you truly are, you will receive a higher vision of self and the hope, help, and courage you need to go forward. This book will be truly successful if it encourages you to help not only yourself, but also another woman, sister, or friend in need of wellness. This book is your reminder from the universe that you possess the innate power to create transformation and change, personally, communally, and globally. Bring forth Het Hru, warrior queen skills, and you will be victorious and remaking yourself into a divine vision. Now is the time to reclaim yourself and unleash your power as a sacred woman. Sacred woman is a path and journey for inner freedom, a roadmap to divinity. It is the road of emancipation, led by the first mothers of the earth, African women. Sacred women consciousness is the ultimate answer to planetary healing. We are embarking upon a journey of liberation, and our destination is freedom. The price for freedom may be high, but the price that we pay for being imprisoned and cut off from the very root of our being is even higher. When you choose life, you must have the courage to sacrifice your old, worn out, ineffective self. As you transform from a wounded woman to a sacred woman, you will evolve from a frightened, withdrawn state to a courageous one. You will move from you will move from confusion to serenity, from mistrust to trust, from spite to compassion and love, from weakness to empowerment, from being an unconscious woman to being a wise woman. You will move from a disturbed mind to a divine mind, from restlessness to contentment, from boredom to creativity, from a suppressed woman to an expressive one. You will rise from a deflated woman to an inspired woman, from a depressed woman to a joyful one, from a disease infested person to a disease free one, from a dishonest woman to an honest woman, from a follower to a leader and free thinker, from a pessimist to an optimist. Like a lotus in the sun, you will blossom into a radiant sacred woman. As you grow and ascend into a sacred woman, you will heal in countless dimensions by way of prayer, healing affirmations, visualization, sacred dance, purification rites, fasting, eating live foods, altar work, storytelling, holistic nutrition, and nature cures filled with mother wit. Through the 9 gateways of illumination, the path of the sacred woman restores us to our ancient African tradition with its legacy of power, beauty, and healing. As you ascend as a sacred woman, you will meet and greet your spiritual guardians, ancestors, and elders who hold the keys to the gateways to heaven on earth. Your state of consciousness will soar as you journey on to uproot and purge out the deteriorated and or dilapidated parts of yourself. As you travel through each gateway, you will finally reach your sacred seat of Isis, the great Mother African spirit of wisdom, power, and healing. In your divine seat of higher mind, body, and spirit, you will be fully charged and ready to be crowned by Nefer Atum, the divine lotus who will aid and guide you as you reach out to others who are also in need. This is how together we will create planetary healing. As a sacred woman in the making who is constantly unfolding and reinventing herself as she travels through the many gateways to wholeness, you will weave your Seneb shawl of beauty, health, and purity. Freedom will erupt within you, for after all, sacred woman, your destination is freedom and your quest, liberation. Welcome home. Shall I continue?
If you like.
It's up to you guys. You guys are leading this meeting, or if someone else wants to,
Would anybody else like to read? All right, continue for us. And then I'll take over for the 2nd degree Sacred Woman training.
Okay. Sacred Woman training, how to use this book. Sacred Woman is a spiritual and cultural journey. In order to begin this adventure of discovery and transformation, we must turn our compass south to the sources of the Nile River and the womb of Mother Africa. Just as the Nile flows from south to north, which goes against our preconceived notions of how rivers flow, so too do the origins of the culture that we think of today as Egypt. Few understand or fully appreciate that the origins of ancient Egypt also flowed from the south, beginning in the Black African source of Kemetic Nubia, giving rise to the celebrated culture of the North. Today, contemporary seekers of various traditions are invoking the spiritual wisdom of their ancestors in order to revitalize such traditions in modern life. Whether it's Native Americans reconnecting with the Great Spirit, or the Chinese drinking freely from the well of Taoist tradition, or Jews debating their Talmudic roots, we have discovered that we cannot become whole unless we understand the wisdom of those upon whose shoulders we stand. African Americans' exploration of their ancestral wisdom teachings has been painfully restricted by the absence of written records. but thanks to the unconquerable and profound legacy of our rich oral tradition and the extraordinary efforts of African and African American historians and scholars such as Dr. John Henrik Clark, Dr. Yosef Ben Jochanan, Dr. Shava Ali, and Jacob Carruthers, and spiritual leaders who apply ancient, am I Asian? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I think so.
Principles to live by today, such as my husband, Hru Sen Ur Samahi. We have at last been able to document the true origins of Nubian African culture and its defining and indisputable influence on Kemetic Egyptian culture. Armed with this knowledge, we have been able to tap into the roots of this legacy and begin its fruits to vibrant life. Sacred Woman has given me the opportunity to share the spiritual traditions of ancient Kemet, the mother of Northern Egyptian culture, revered in books and museums worldwide. To enter fully into Kemet and the African Nubian tradition, one must set aside many of the preconceptions taught about classical Egypt, its origins, history, and spiritual traditions. This may be difficult for those who question the legitimacy of the African Nubian heritage. I can only suggest that the passport to the realm of the sacred woman is an open mind and heart willing to honor and experience this wisdom firsthand. Part 1. The ancient ways will introduce you to the spiritual and ethical legacy left to us by our ancient Nubian Kemetic ancestors who have gifted us with our understanding of sacred unity. These teachings have shown us that ancient Kemet was never a polytheistic, I think I said that right, or animistic culture. This tradition viewed NTR, I'm sorry, pause. As I read this, I haven't seen, what does NTR stand for? I haven't seen the breakdown of the.
NTR is nature. It means
Okay.
God.
Okay, thank you so
And
much.
I think it's in here. Actually, she has a page that breaks down Kemetic words and meanings in here. And it touches on the nature, because you're gonna have to be saying some of these in the morning, and you want to know what you're saying. I want to say it's on page 11.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, sister.
This tradition viewed Natur as the undifferentiated one, all divine, from whom all life emanates. It gave the mother father aspects of the creator equal respect. The ancient ways will also introduce you to the spiritual guidance embodied in the Natur, such as Isis, the great mother African spirit, culture bringer and healer, Maet, who represents truth, balance, harmony, law, and cosmic order, Het Haru, Hathor, the aspect of divine love, beauty, and nurturing, Ru, Horus, the sacred warrior of light, the aspect of will, Bes. Another question. Bes is short for Bastet.
No, I want to say best is best. There's two besses, so.
Okay. Bes, the aspect of expansion, Netru of dance, Sekhmet, the lion-headed patroness of healers, and finally the sacred lotus, Nefer Atum, the aspect of highest ascension and unlimited potential. Thus, the Natru, who have been mislabeled the gods and goddesses, are actually manifestations of the wondrous divine attributes of Natur, the mother-father source. This is especially significant to Western women who are more accustomed to receiving their empowerment through worship of a male godhead and the intercession of a male priesthood. The spiritual teachings of ancient Kemet are made relevant today through sacred woman training. By necessity, sacred woman training provides only a brief introduction to ancient Kemet. For indeed, the serious study of this civilization could take a lifetime. I offer it to you in the hopes that you will be so fascinated by the truth of its teachings that you will be inspired to explore much more deeply into our rich cultural treasures. First degree Sacred Woman Training. Gateway 0, the sacred womb. The purpose of first degree sacred woman training is to awaken us to the power of the womb as our physical and psycho-spiritual center. As we enter Gateway Zero, we learn how to identify, cleanse, purify, heal, and honor one of the primary gateways of our spiritual power. Through the sacred altar work and daily spiritual observances, and through journaling and dialoguing with the spirit of the womb, we learn how to deprogram ourselves from harmful thoughts, attitudes, habits, and relationships. Through Gateway Zero, we learn the art of caring for our wombs by offering them the gift of wellness philosophy. This includes the natural living approach to food, womb rejuvenation techniques, womb affirmations, womb meditations, and learning to use the sacred woman's womb scroll. Most important, we learn how to honor ourselves through an African spiritual and cultural tradition whose sole aim is to bring us into full flower. You may experience your womb work by entering Gateway Zero individually or as a member of a sacred womb circle of 4 to 8 women who gather their forces together for a minimum of 21 days or a maximum of 4 months to purify and heal the womb on a physical, mental, and spiritual level. This process can be extremely rewarding and supportive. So call your girlfriends, coworkers, relatives, and or women's groups to pack their spirit bags and join you as you inaugurate this powerful ascent into your sacredness. Together, you will physically purify, pray, meditate, do journal work, make music, and love and support one another as you transform your wombs from a state of disease and disharmony to one of wellness and perfection. First degree sacred woman training lays the foundation of womb wellness that is integral to your experience of the nine gateways of initiation. Once you have completed Gateway Zero, your womb health will be better than ever before, and you will be ready to begin the second stage of your sacred woman training.
So before I start, and quickly, because we've got like 30 minutes left, does anybody have anything to say about what Rosie read? All right. Second degree sacred woman training, exploring the gateways individually. Each gateway represents a spiritual rite of passage that will liberate you from your old life and usher you into a new way of being. This work requires a commitment to transform your consciousness from ignorance, denial, and grandiosity to harmonious alignment with your true divine nature as a sacred woman. We do not travel the gateway alone. At each gateway, we are accompanied by the inspiration, grace, protection, and guidance of the spiritual guardians, ancestors, elders, and contemporaries associated with the teachings of the particular gateway. And if we are blessed, the collective energy and transformative power of the sisters also accompany us in our sacred womb circle. Each gateway will introduce you to a specific spiritual legacy that will serve as the next step in the cultivation of your sacred woman consciousness. The gateways and the guardians are Gateway 1, Sacred Word, Tahuti, Sacred Gateway 2, Sacred Food, Ta Earth, Gateway 3, Sacred Movement, Bess, Gateway 4, Sacred Beauty, Het Haru, Gateway 5, Sacred Space, Nep Het, Gateway 6, Sacred Healing, Sakmet, Gateway 7, Sacred Relationship, Mat, Gateway 8, Sacred Union, Ast, Gateway 9, Nefer Atum, Sacred Lotus Initiation, Meshkanet and Nefer Atum, Ast and Nefer Atum, Gateway 10, Sacred Time, Sishat, and Gateway 11, Sacred Work, Meshkanet. Exploring each gateway requires a 7-day commitment and consciousness immersion in the profound curriculum. In second degree sacred woman training, You have the option of exploring any of the gateways as a separate course of study. The most important requirement is that the chosen gateway serve as an answer to your prayer. For example, Sarah found herself in a state of constant agitation. She could only utter the harshest criticisms and complaints to her family, coworker, and friends. When her 4-year-old daughter said, "Mommy, you say too many bad words," Sarah burst into tears, and she knew that her words had indeed become lethal weapons. In the safety of her sacred circle, she knew there was an answer to her dilemma, and she was able to seek refuge in Gateway 1, Sacred Word, where she found herself in the sheltering arms of Tahuti. As Sarah began her journey through Gateway 1 and dedicated herself to do its daily spiritual observances, guided meditations, and journaling and transformative work, day by day, her life began to change before her eyes. In second degree training, the most important steps are to 1, read the entire text of the gateway before you begin your work. 2, commit to a 7-day period in which you have a lighter and more flexible schedule and can prioritize your spiritual work. 3, make the hours of 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. sacred, no matter how challenging your daily schedule. Remember, if you put your commitment to spirit first, all energy you need will be gifted to you. Third degree of Sacred Woman Training, the gateways of sacred initiation. In third degree Sacred Woman Training, you make profound commitment to putting spirit first in your life, like the initiation of the ancient mystery schools. Third degree training brings you to the crossroad between unconsciousness and consciousness in your life's journey. When you enter the level, you are no longer protected by the safety nets of ignorance offered to beginners. This is a conscious path. Some members of the Sacred Womb Circle describe the process of embracing third degree training this way. First degree training is like getting your BA degree. Gateway 0 contains all of the fundamentals about how to locate and maintain your sacred seat and womb wisdom in the rigorous course of study. By the time we have completed 4 months, you actually do become wise in the ways of your womb and begin to understand the absolute necessities of embracing a natural, loving lifestyle. Second degree training is like getting your master's degree. You choose a specific gateway of the Sacred Woman Training to concentrate on, and you delve deep. Once you begin to explore the body, mind, spirit dimensions of a particular gateway, every part of your life begins to change. I concentrated my first experience of second degree training on Gateway 5, Sacred Space, and I watched everything in my life transform. Clutter disappeared, old, worn out possessions that I no longer had use for were joyfully released, and I found new, almost magical ways of creating sacred space in my life. I never realized how much I'd been holding on to until Nept had revealed to me that I was banging on this old fear. That I was hanging onto this old fears, like the old shoes in the back of a closet that no longer fit. When I got rid of those shoes, I got rid of my old consciousness too. I can't tell you how rewarding it is for me to spend 3 months in Gateway 5. Now, my sister friend Anne had no issues in that gateway, and she had a positive and satisfying experience in 7 days. But I needed 3 months. Second degree training allows us to take and make our own sacred time. Anne reminded me that she spent 6 months studying and processing the teachings of Gateway 8, Sacred Union, and she didn't even have a mate at the time. We decided that the most important thing for us in the second degree training was to trust our spiritual guardians and ancestors would guarantee that we ended up in the right gate at the right time. Third degree Sacred Woman Training truly prepares you to receive your PhD. It requires a commitment of 56 days devoted to putting spirit first and foremost in your life. Since the majority of the women in the circle are employed full-time and care for families as well, third degree training is a major commitment. But with the help of Sacred Circle, commit we did. In the third degree sacred woman training, aspirants meet together in the sacred room circle. To journey together through each of the gateways of initiation in sequential order. They perform their daily spiritual observances, share experience stories, discuss their encounters with the healing presence, discuss their challenges they face in the incorporate and the dietary guidelines, and other elements of the natural living lifestyle, and rate their progress with their 7-day transformative work. They come face to face with suppressed emotions and share joy and triumph that they have come from releasing old fears and healing feminine spirit. Aspirants experience the cumulative power of making their words sacred, making their food sacred, making their movement sacred, making their beauty sacred, making their space sacred, making their healing sacred, making their relationships sacred, making their union sacred, making their time sacred, and making their work sacred in order to experience the accumulation of training and Nefer Atum, sacred lotus initiation, which enthrones you in your sacred seat of African womanhood in glory, from which the journey on to making sacred their time and their work. Divine Queen, you, with your lotus status reinstated, you will walk the earth as a fully realized sacred woman in contact with your inner heavenly realms. Once again, it will be as it was in the beginning, when you were fully empowered, invigorated with the memory of who you were then and who you are now. You have even greater dynamic potential because of the purity of your strong cultural and spiritual lineage. Even with all the twists and turns of our lives, always remember that sacred woman was our beginning. Sacred womaness is our home. Living as a sacred woman is our destiny. Everything in life works in circle. All things come from womb. The sacred spirit dwells in the sacred woman as she will forever rise. Let's begin.
All right now. Whew.
So we got about 15 minutes. Does anybody have anything to say about what I read or what Rosie read?
I have the PDF downloaded and I see a lot of things are switched around or left out. So I'm definitely gonna have to order the book. And I'm also going back and forth between Zoom and the PDF on my phone. So it's hard to kind of go back and forth.
Right. But no, I did notice that the PDF is different than the book itself.
Yeah. Yeah. I've read like reviews where some of the books do look different.
What were you saying, Shannon?
I said I read some reviews where it said that there are some things that are different in the books.
Okay.
That some books were even changed over time.
Yeah, I realized that because I think I have like the 20th edition book because I just ordered mine.
Yeah, because in my book, I have an older copy, I guess, and the last two gateways aren't even, I have no gateway 10 or 11.
Really?
Mm-hmm. So it's
So,
in the PDF.
so I'm wondering, like right now, we're entering Gateway 0. We're in Gateway 0, right? Or are we entering Gateway 0?
Well, somebody who's read the book before, if you could answer that, I would appreciate it. Nope, we are entering Gateway 0, Shannon, because I just kind of was thumbing through the book. Chapter 2 is actually Gateway 0.
Right.
Okay. All right.
So does anybody have any closing thoughts? Did everybody get everybody's Instagram name off the chat before we close off?
If not, can we put it in the Facebook group?
Yeah, anybody that has it can put it in Facebook. Rosie does not have Facebook. That's why, well, she has it, but she doesn't have Messenger. So that's why we're gonna do the Instagram thing too for people that have it.
Okay.
Does anybody else have any other closing thoughts?
I just have a question. What for the next meeting, how far should we have been read?
What do you think, Divinity? Because originally we planned on doing chapter 1 today, but we ended up doing the preface. So you want to do chapter 1 and 2 next week, or just chapter 1, Divinity?
I believe that chapter 1, let's just focus on chapter 1, because we still have to, it's so much valuable information, and there's still more to discuss. So, how long is this chapter? This is one of the shorter chapters.
Yeah,
correct?
chapter 1 is one of the shortest chapters.
Yeah, I think it only goes to like page 22 or so. So it's not that many pages. I mean, that's including, I think, everything from the preface to the.
Right, because I was going to say chapter 1 actually goes to page 15. It's not that long.
Yeah.
No.
Okay,
That's
so
on page
definitely
3 and
chapter
goes to
1 and
15.
2.
Question though.
So yes, we
Divinity,
can talk this. Excuse me.
I'm so
You can go ahead.
no, I'm so sorry you were speaking.
No, you can go ahead. It's fine.
You had mentioned earlier that you wanted to, like, I guess, have like do something separate because in regards to the second chapter, because it talks about the sacred womb altar work. Were you going to, are we going to just read it so we just have somewhat of an understanding and then come with questions? Or are you going to do like that separate session discussing altar work first and then we read chapter 2?
I believe that a separate session needs to be made for, like, some people have no idea how to even create an altar.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be, to avoid the ones who do. Well, it's all about all of us coming together, but I believe that there should be a separate session for people to learn how to have, to build a ancestor altar, so there could be less questions on how to do it during the class period, so that we can focus directly on the book. What do you think?
Doesn't chapter 1 go through the setting up the altar?
No, that's chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So next Sunday, were we going to discuss chapter 1 and then start having that session about altar work before we read chapter 2?
Do anyone have any availability Friday? Because if you have any availability Friday, then I can create a Zoom, and so that we can, come together and just something small on how to create our ancestor. To how to create a sacred altar.
What time, sis?
What
time would it be?
We can do it in the evening. Most
I'll be
people
there.
work during the day.
I'll
But
be
it could probably be around the same time, like now, like how we started this one, maybe about 8:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
It
I'm
would
sorry.
be something.
That works.
I hope I'm not pressing it. I just honestly sometimes I like to ask questions. That's it. I'm
Oh, it's
I'm
no. That
inquisitive.
was the intent. It was the intent. It was just I had yet to actually plan it out. Like it was in there, like the thought was there, but to actually I was indecisive on how I was going to like what day, because some people have no idea how to do any of this, and then you have some that are more advanced. So so we are all at different levels. So for the ones who have, there's still certain things that they're going to be questions on. For example, herbs and crystals, they might, there's other learning experiences through this whole journey. So I wanted to create a separate space for, just interactive learning, interactive and learning of certain things for the ones that are beginners. You get me?
Absolutely, yes.
So you kind of all you did was basically just, now I gotta do it. Pretty much now I have to do it. So yes, I think I'll set up something for Friday. Anyone who's willing to participate, and I'll even put it in the group chat so we can go from there. So that so you can already have a understand, or at least an idea before we begin on Sunday. Before we meet again on Sunday.
I'll come.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
So we good?
So we're doing 1 and 2 on Sunday?
Just one. So Friday we'll have the meeting on how to create the altar, and then Sunday we'll actually discuss chapter 1.
That's good.
Awesome. Just so y'all know too, I am going through adding everybody on Instagram. So does anybody else have any closing thoughts?
Oh, if you all need, like while you're reading, because I know that Rose was wondering about the definition of certain things. They have all the definitions for those words on page 11. So like NTR or any, sheesh. It's just like, it's going to be like a lot of, huh?
Like a glossary?
Yeah. It's a full glossary on there. It has the natural, ancient, Kemetic, Nubian spiritual energies, and it gives the names of all of the gods and the goddesses, and who they are and what they represent. And then it also has the glossary of all the terms, the Kemetic terms on there.
I read and I see the names, but I don't see the terms. This looks repetitive of what I had read for before Gateway 0.
On page 11?
My page 11 might look different than y'all's page 11 because,
okay.
I mean, this paperback edition says November 2001.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your book might be a little different because I wonder if in the back of you all see the things that we will have to even buy even to be in the gateways. Like it has like a list of all the oils and stuff that we gotta get.
What?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
In my book,
help me.
In my book, it's 130. It has all of the oils that we have to get. We have to take baths with like 1 pound of sea salt. And it has the ways of setting up your altar, the things that you need. Like, yeah, it goes deep in there.
Hold on.
So I got a little shopping list. I'm gonna have to start getting some of my stuff like now. Oh wow.
My page 130 says entering the gateways.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the books are different. That's crazy.
Okay, on the top of your book, does it say Sacred Woman's Daily Spiritual Observances Roadmap through the 9 Gateways of Initiation?
Yeah.
Okay, that starts for me on page 134.
Okay. That's the it's 130 on mine.
Oh boy, this should be fun. Don't worry, I'll keep up.
We'll keep up. We'll keep it together.
I know, me
Yes.
too. All right.
Yeah, it's a lot of information in the back of the book. You look at it, a lot of stuff. A lot of yoga poses for the womb, meditations. I'm excited
Yeah,
about
me
this book
too.
right here. I think it's necessary. I like how in the back it also shows like when it comes to like the food and everything, how like the colors, what they mean, what they do for the body. It's interesting. Cause it's like another thing, like on YouTube, there's a lot of women on YouTube right now who are like doing like reviews on this book and like how it helped them. And I saw one video where she gives the complete list of everything you need to buy for the book.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, she tells you everything you need to get, from the oils to the things you need for your altar and everything. I'll post that link in the group so that way, you know what I mean, and just in case, you know, some of these, I ain't gonna lie, when it comes to like, I know for sure that sometimes it, you know, it could be a little pricey. So if people know ahead of time what it is that they need to get, they can at least probably start getting stuff now. So that way they'll already have it. You know what I mean? Or at least have half of it.
Is there also a way for maybe like, and I'm not trying to give anybody any more work. I just want to add that disclaimer, but maybe like there's certain things where there is an alternative to get. So maybe it's cost advantageous for folks where, you know, if that's possible. I don't know, but you know, because I haven't seen the list, but I don't know if maybe
Well,
that's a
like,
possibility.
well, like I know for the oils, she's very precise on what oils you need.
Okay.
Like it has to be frankincense and myrrh.
Okay.
She's very, very precise on that. I do know when it comes to the crystals, there are certain crystals there are certain crystal alternatives. She's precise on what kind of feather, what type of plants that she wants you to have. And that's what I know for sure. And as far as like the sea salt bath, that might be a little bit cost efficient because like it's like you got to use 1 pound of sea salt each bath. Some people only did half, I've seen in videos, because they feel like it's a lot of salt, because I think it like draws a lot of toxins from you if you use a whole pound of salt in a bath. You're doing this all the time.
Yeah, that's part of your healing too. The salt baths that she's asking you to take, that's part of your healing.
Oh yeah.
And cleansing you out. So the salt baths, the eating, the getting up at between 4 and 6 every morning. Those are things that she say is you have to do those things in order to be on the spiritual journey. Those are things that you have to do.
Yeah, and I mean, I know we're about to get up off of here. So what I'll do is I'll post that link in the group. And you know, if I find certain things like that are like cost efficient, like as far as the prices goes with certain oils and stuff like that, I'll also post that in the group. So that way, you know, everybody, you know what I mean, where they could get these things from, because they're going to be different prices, different places. You know, Amazon has everything. So you can always go to Amazon, or if you stay near a metaphysical store, you can probably find the same stuff there.
Or maybe it's an opportunity, like if within this community or within Moonchild's network of women that follow her, maybe there are sisters that have small businesses, and maybe that could be a way to support them.
Same. Yeah, that's true too.
That's really a great idea.
Yeah. It really is.
We want to thank you all for coming. I'm gonna start a group chat on Instagram. Soraya, you are the only person that I could not find, so I do apologize. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna tell you my Instagram. Well, I'll put it in the group chat real quick. But I followed all the rest of the ladies. We do appreciate everybody for coming. And for those of you who need it, we'll see you on Friday next week. And then if you do not need it, we will see you next week, Sunday, so that way we can discuss chapter 1.
Thank you for holding this space and for your time.
Thank you. You ladies be blessed. Have a great week. Have a blessed week. I'll see y'all on Friday.
I'll see y'all Friday.
Have a good night.
Good night, ladies.
Peace.
Enjoy.